My wife's friend recently got married. Her husband tried putting his dirty shoes in the dishwasher with dishes to clean his shoes. She vetoed that in a heartbeat. What weird bachelor things did you have to stop doing after you moved in with your significant other? Story 1. I used to keep all my silverware in one big drawer, unsorted. When the dishwasher finished, I would just grab the utensil basket and dump it in the drawer. Easy and quick. The first time I did this at her apartment, I received new training. Story 2. I am actually glad I stopped doing this, but having chocolate milk with whiskey for dinner whenever I felt down was a somewhat common occurrence before I met my girlfriend. Story 3. I used to cook a huge pot of spaghetti, jambalaya, sausage, and gravy or something else. Then I could just ladle out a bowl for dinner throughout the week. It saved so much time. Now meals have to have variety and taste good. Story 4. I stopped using hockey sticks as curtain rods. Some sticks cost well over $200, so I just don't want to throw them away when I break them because of a slap shot. The added bonus was, whenever my mom came to visit me, one look at the curtain rods and she would burst out laughing. Story 5. I had to let go of everything being so tidy and organized. My wife is an everything in a general area kind of person, whereas I'm very organized and prefer stuff in its own place. Story 6. I had to give up Freeball Fridays because apparently it is wrong to be completely naked from the time I get home on Friday until Saturday morning. It is also the reason we kept her furniture and not mine. Story 7. She helped me learn to buy new things. I was a big fan of using things far past their usefulness. Holes in all my socks, shoes with no rubber left on the bottom, and so on. It really improved my life. I do miss the Batman shower curtains, though. Story 8. I used to put an album in my stereo and fall asleep to music. My wife is a very light sleeper, so the music had to go, and I replaced it with the white noise of a fan. Story 9. Had to stop roasting whole chicken on a spit in the oven. It would fill my entire apartment with delicious smoke, and the chicken would taste amazing. She could not handle the tasty clouds. Before people freak out, I wasn't letting the grease go directly on the metal. It was dripping into a deep pan on the bottom, not an exposed element oven. Story 10. Dishes the right way in dishwasher. Somehow, I got lucky all the times before I met her. All my dishes are more clean now than before with my wrong way. Story 11. I've historically never really hung things on my walls or decorated my space in general. When my ex moved in, she filled every open space with some type of trinket, decoration, or plant. She also made us buy a new mattress and an actual bed frame. I could no longer leave my desk as an organized mess. Basically, I have my things strewn about seemingly at random, but actually, I strategically place specific items in specific areas of my space. If you know, you know. Story 12. I had a boyfriend once who would wear his dirty clothes in the shower while showering and wash his clothes by rubbing bar soap all over himself. His clothes, and then claimed triumphantly that he killed 2 birds with 1 stone. My reaction upon witnessing this was just mouth agape. He was like, "My system is so efficient." Story 13. My living room used to have a weight bench, toolboxes, and a table saw in it instead of a couch and TV. I kept a gallon of Fast Orange in my shower instead of normal soap or shampoo. Dinner after work was usually frozen fish and spinach with cheese over it in the oven dish I also used as a plate, baked for however long my shower took. Story 14. Needing to plan meals in advance. Can't just say, fried chicken sounds pretty good when I feel like it. Apparently, leaving stuff in exactly the same spot in the open isn't classified as organized. It has to be in a drawer. Story 15. Not much. I was a fully formed adult when I got married. She was insistent I separate the laundry better. Told her, "You're welcome to help." She separates, I wash. Story 16. I had to stop putting things in a logical place and instead place things where they go while also tripping over socks, shoes, and clothes in the closet. I also could no longer use a spare bedroom as an engine building room or paint booth. Story 17. Doing weird things. I remember one time I was baking a pie. I put the crust in front of a 48-inch industrial oscillating fan to cool down. Then I pushed the furniture in my large hardwood living room to the sides. The purpose of this was to get a rolling chair and use my feet to push off the walls to each end of the living room, shouting "wee" as I spun around in circles. Can't do that anymore. Story 18. As someone who works in footwear, the thing about the shoes in the dishwasher kills me. I bet he wonders why his shoes fall apart so fast and stop fitting right. Pro tip: do not put your shoes in the washer, dryer, or dishwasher. Clean them with a damp rag and some dish soap. The combination of the heat and agitation can really wreck your shoes, from causing them to shrink to falling apart because the glue has been damaged. Story 19. Instead of decorating the house with my belongings, I get to keep them all in one room. It's in a room in a house on a different continent, but I still have my belongings. Story 20. When I moved into my first apartment, my wonderful mother decorated it for me. This lady's touch was noticed by every lady friend who came over. The decorations were also not my fiancé's, now wife's style, so they had to go. Story 21. Leaving dishes in the sink. My entire dish system collapsed because this maniac doesn't know how to eat off of wrappers, paper towels, or use dishes. I could get through a week on one bowl and maybe 2 or 3 forks. This girl uses like 5 separate dishes to eat a snack. I'm doing dishes every other day and the kitchen is perpetually full of them. The days of a few dishes sitting in the sink are long gone. Story 22. I didn't have anything. But when I married my wife, my consumption of paper products went up by about 400%. I would change my toilet paper once a month. It went to about twice a week. I used one paper towel every 2 to 3 months. She went through a roll every 2 weeks. It's crazy. Story 23. I need to rotate which towels I use, because apparently using the same towel, even though I washed it every week with my laundry, was weird. My response was, why is being folded and sitting on a shelf an essential part of the towel's life cycle? Story 24. I had to stop staying out for days. Before I moved her in, I sometimes would leave on a Friday and get back Sunday, or even do a 3 or 4 day weekend depending on if there was a holiday involved. We're near a large body of water, and there is no shortage of clubs to explore. I would put a few changes of clothing and a toiletry bag in the car on Friday morning and just party for a few days. Canvas or leather is best for a toiletry bag. Remember, they will likely get wet at some point. Aside from the regular toiletries, add the following if you expect to entertain or will be out for multiple days: wet wipes, condoms, lubricant, a tampon or 2, small first aid kit, adhesive bandages, over-the-counter painkiller, sewing kit, safety pins. Nowadays, I would add emergency contraception. Broken condoms are concerning. Bonus tip: if you think you have a chance at some company, toss in an extra travel toothbrush, unopened, and a small mouthwash or breath mints. Nobody likes morning breath. Also, a small snack or 2 like chocolate candies or a couple of granola bars. Story 25. My wife didn't want her entire weekend dictated by the sports schedule. I can pick a game or 2 to base the schedule around, and I can watch if we're just chilling at home, but spending every hour switching between Premier League, National Football League, college football, and basketball wasn't sustainable. Hard to blame her on that one, to be honest. Story 26. Well, after I got married, I quickly found out everything about me was wrong. My wife immediately set out to fix me. It didn't work. I seemed to be okay after the divorce. Story 27. My partner and I have been living together for a little less than a decade. We haven't made any changes, really. There is no point in being with someone if you have to sacrifice something. And we're really lucky in how similar we are. Story 28. I can't play eFootball after 6 p.m. since she needs to have the TV on while watching Instagram and Facebook videos, not even knowing what movie or TV show is on television. Story 29. I could not keep my vintage dirt bikes I had restored in the dining room anymore. I had to get a table in case guests came over. I am 100% serious about this. Story 30. I married while I was in college. I timed my daily poop so I could be on campus and use my favorite secret bathroom in the library basement. As such, I didn't buy toilet paper. My wife was horrified. I started buying toilet paper after she moved in. Story 31. I used to keep my laundry in 3 baskets. Clean, not so clean, and dirty, for me and all my kids. I was a single dad with 4 kids, so that meant 15 baskets total. My wife hated this and requested that I use closets and dressers. The biggest problem for me was finding a new spot for everything in the drawers. Story 32. I was fully entrenched in bachelorhood when I built an engine on an engine stand in my dining room. After I started seeing someone, she informed me that an engine does not belong there. She complained about stubbing her toe on it during the night. Story 33. I would go to Sam's Club once every few months, buy a big box of styrofoam cups. I would take the cups out, put them in the cupboard, and use the box as a trash can with a bag. Apparently, that was redneck. Story 34. List of things I had to stop with previous significant others. Watching pornography when I felt like it. Walking around naked. Playing video games. Using substances recreationally. My significant other likes dressing up in small clothes, taking substances, and being intimate while I play video games or watch adult content. We both walk or sit around naked, or she's just in a revealing outfit with no underwear. It's easy to be intimate whenever I want. She's pretty neat. Story 35. I'm a big outdoors guy, I'd say. Sometimes after a long day, I'd pass out in the same clothes from the day on the couch. It would just happen sometimes, but I wouldn't mind. My significant other finds it gross, and I understand, so I've gotten into the habit of showering before bed, long day or not. I am a shower at the beginning of the day guy by default, but now I am more appropriately a shower according to your day kind of guy. Story 36. Female perspective here, but my fiancé thought it was normal to just sit in a bath for 1.5 hours. No fun time, the door was open. We also live in a 1-bathroom apartment, so I was like, homeboy, you were taking a nap in the tub. Yes, I caught him sleeping in the bathtub before, and I need to shower. Also, him not knowing that if he wanted me to go down on him, maybe try not wearing the same shorts without clean underwear for 3 days straight. I love giving him oral sex, but change your pants, men. Story 37. Less time spent on personal interests, no 2-hour workouts, and dinners of hummus, cheese, carrots, and tortilla chips. The Saturday day drinking marathons have ended, with the pandemic contributing to that change. Using the bathroom with the door open stops as soon as another person can walk in at any time. Story 38. I had to stop using a cardboard box as my clothes dresser. It is not that I was being cheap or could not afford one. I just could not find a quality chest of drawers in my small country town. The cardboard box was just fine until my girlfriend moved in. Story 39. My ex had to give up the wall of Red Bull cans. He and his roommate would just stack them like a beer can tower in his empty dining room. The flies were unreal. Both were unhappy I vetoed it, then realized how much nicer the place smelled and were fine. Weird. Story 40. Been cohabitating, married for years now, but I remember day one of moving in together was a little sad. My surfboard, skateboard, and bicycle doubled as sports and transportation equipment and as interior decorations. All of those had to go into storage or otherwise be hidden from view. It stung for a bit, but I finally got used to those kinds of things being replaced by houseplants, throw rugs, and other bohemian chic decorations. Story 41. I had to stop having only 1 bottle of shampoo and conditioner and 1 bar of soap in the shower. I had to stop knowing where all of my kitchenware, such as pots and pans, were at any given time. I had to stop not buying boxes of tissues because toilet paper is the same thing and a lot cheaper. Story 42. My wife has tried to convince me I fold towels wrong. I washed, dried, folded, and put away the towels neatly in a way that lets you easily grab one towel without pulling the stack down. It's not wrong, and I will die on this hill. Story 43. Probably urinating in the sink. Sorry, I lied to all of you to have a sense of belonging in this community. I don't have a significant other, nor do I urinate in the sink. Goodbye. Story 44. I used to put motorcycle parts in the dishwasher after getting them mostly clean first. It worked pretty well on carburetors. I also washed grease rags in the washing machine. Story 45. Using the same spoon or bowl for different ingredients instead of having 10 spoons for every bowl of vegetables during taco night. and using decorative pillows as actual pillows. Story 46. I learned very quickly that there was a wrong way to hang toilet paper. I thought she was joking. She was upset. I was surprised and realized that there actually was a wrong way to hang toilet paper. I found out fast that I was wrong. Story 47. Oh boy, where to begin? Wearing socks to bed when I'm just too tired to care. Leaving the toilet seat up. This one may be a common bachelor thing, but I mention this because she would make me clean the bathroom floors every other day due to the pee that splashes out. I then just decided to pee sitting down to escape having to clean the bathroom 3 to 4 times a week. Watching television in my underwear for hours at a time. Farting loudly. She doesn't care if I fart, but I just didn't want to seem so outright disgusting, so I now control the volume or timing of my farts. Eating meals on the couch. All dining table meals now. Snacks are still okay. Story 48. I had minimal stuff and everything had a place. Now I have plants and nice-looking decor, and just things everywhere, as she can be untidy. I also used to have the same thing every night for food, but now it has to be different things every night. It sucks. I enjoyed a boring routine. Story 49. Had to stop watching pornography in the living room. No gaming in the bedroom. Have to use the kitchen table to eat instead of a workbench. No more coming home late after getting off work. Had to swap out shower curtains and get a new trash can. Got a shoe and coat rack. No more leaving my clothes in the dryer until I need them. Story 50. How long it takes waiting for them. Before we moved in together, going out was as simple as a shower, a shave, getting dressed, and leaving. Now we have to get ready. Story 51. I gave up natural peanut butter. Found out my wife does not mix the oil with the rest of it. That's why peanut butter gets gross and oily after you get married. Back to Skippy and Jif for me. My wife gave up swinging her phone charger like a bola, so it's a compromise. My wife's cooking is way better than peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and Skippy is still delicious, so I came out ahead.